Making a Google drawing, we're going to use the MyPlate as our exemplar. So we go to New. Over here under More, we see Google Drawings, where we can find ourselves the place where we need to work. Here's our canvas. Now, I'm going to go over here and just do finger tap and copy this image. You can use this fork down here. I don't expect you to draw the fork. And I'm going to put this in here just so we can use this as our example, because we're going to be making our very own. The whole point of this is learning how to create our own images in Google Drawings. Let's start off with a name here. My name, and I'll call it MyPlate. Simple enough. And I'm over here, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab a shape. I'm going to grab a circle. Pardon me, careful there, circle. If I hold down the Shift key while I drag it out, then it remains a perfect circle. Be careful to do that. Now I can move it around. Now you can see that the plate is actually gray, so why don't we change it to something similar to that, a light gray. And if we want, we can remove our border. So there we have that. Next thing I want to add is the fruit bit. I'm not actually going to go into dairy. You could add something like fats, oils, and sugars over here, should you want to. But we're just going to focus on this, and once you know how to do this, making that will be quite easy. Again, in shapes, there's another shape in here where I can draw portions of a circle. So let's just get that in there, get that Shift key in there. Make it about the same size, a little bit smaller. We want to have that border in there, right? And now I can just grab this part here, and I can scooch this around and make sure, there we go. And I want that to be red. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to add red. And then to make it all perfectly symmetrical, I can just Command D will duplicate that, put it in the same spot, perhaps move it over a little bit because we're going to want to have a line in the center as you see there. And then I can just grab this, twirl it around again, and this one here, around here. Make it as straight as you can. You can use your arrow keys to move it in a little bit. Might even want to make it a bit smaller. Again, hold down that Shift key. This one too, a little bit smaller, hold down that Shift key, maintain that proportionality. But this one also is a little bit longer, isn't it? So let's pull that down a little bit longer. And then we're going to keep doing the same thing. Just going to duplicate that and just grab the points and swing them around. You can use that little blue square there to sort it out. And now this one's a little bit shorter, so I can pull that down a little bit shorter. Use the arrow keys, make sure it fits in. Now we can play around with this a little bit later to make sure everything fits in terms of sizes, and depends how specific we want to be with the border. And then just one more duplicate. In fact, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's duplicate this one because it also is a little bit bigger than the rest of them. Align that, and then scooch it around this way. This one, and scooch it around this way. And we can put it over here, and we can make that a little bit shorter so it all fits in there. So now all we really need to do is worry about hold down the Shift key. It makes the movement a little bit smaller. Let's align these things up. Now all the finicky bits, I'm not going to make you watch me do it. You can spend as much time as you want to make it just so. Put this down over there, looks about right. Maybe scooch, nope. Command Z undoes things. Maybe I'll just drag this down a little bit more, make that straighter. And now our colors. This one, of course, is going to be orange. Grab the paint can tool. This one's going to be what is it, like a purpley blue. This one over here, green. Which leaves us now just to start adding text boxes in here. Fruits. I can grab all of that if I want to over here. Align it in the center. You can make it bold. Definitely want to make it bigger. 20 sounds good, right? And those are white, so why don't we try to make that white? Where we have our A over here, text color white. And then it's a simple matter of just Command D duplicating it, bringing it over. Try to keep things aligned. We'll talk about that more. Always alignment is very important. In fact, if I grab both of them, I can go to arrange over here and align them on the top, so it's perfect. And that one is grains. I'm not going to do every single thing here because I want you to get in there as soon as possible and get busy to start making your very own version of this. Again, in the particular case of our class, you could just grab this and use my fork and make it about the same size. I figured drawing the fork was a little bit too much. It's not an art class after all, so I've supplied you with a fork of my very own. Actually, the fork is from Keynote Clip Art, which means it is free for us to use. There you go. All the best of luck. Let's get to it.